These days, we worry about many things: job security, limited financial resources, the physical and mental health of our family, and a lot more. While stress is a normal part of our lives, prolonged stress can be harmful to our physical, emotional, and mental health. While we can't completely avoid stress, the good news is we can manage it by self care. Hello, everyone. My name is Gail Reyes Galang, and welcome to our peaceful classroom. Welcome to our
The sacred space.
Our peaceful
Classroom.
Our peaceful classroom is a dedicated space where parents, educators, and other professionals come together to talk about ideas on how to promote positivity and peace within ourselves, our families, and communities. Today, we will be talking about aromatherapy as a way of promoting health and well being. Aromatherapy uses essential oils to improve the health of the body, mind, and spirit. Let's learn more about these essential oils, as these have been used for thousands of years for medical and spiritual purposes. Joining me are aromatherapy enthusiasts Fritz Obias and Marijo-Fran. Let's find out how they use essential oils in caring for the physical and psychological well being of their respective families in our episode entitled Aromatherapy 101: Breathing in Peace through Aromatic Essential Oils. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Peaceful Classroom. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very interesting. It's a topic on essential oils. So I remember that before the pandemic, we would really enjoy the scent of essential oils as you enter a spa, or perhaps when you have your massage, the masseuse will ask you, do you prefer lavender or do you prefer eucalyptus? And it's a very delightful feeling because essentially it gives you a state of relaxation. It's a way to reduce stress. So today we're going to learn more about essential oils, and I have here friends from Marinol Miriam College who are enthusiasts in the use of essential oils. So let's get to know them. So first, I'd like to introduce to everyone Miss Fritz Dorado-Obias. Fritz is a natural health and wellness advocate, and she is a wife to a banker and a mom to a second grader. She is an alumna of the Miriam College High School class of 1997 and has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Arts, also from Miriam College. Now, Fritz currently shares her passion and love for essential oils by teaching regular webinars to the public while supporting her team of over 1,000 men and women in their wellness journey. So she's going to talk to us about that just in case we also want to get into that path. Okay. Next, we have Marijo Gabuya-Fran. Marijo is a visual artist, and she paints beautiful images that reflect her deep Catholic faith and devotion. She is an alumna of MCHS, or Miriam College High School 1990. And like Fritz, she has a degree in communication arts, also from Miriam College, but she graduated in 1994. Marijo hosts a regular program on Channel E called Art Classes, and she is married to Patrick Fran, so our former PBA basketball player and now one of the assistant coaches of the Meralco team. She has two children, ages 18 and 14, and Marijo is an EO, essential oil advocate. I think her friends call her E EO Bolario. And actually, she is my go-to person when I need information about um, essential oils. So, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, Gail. Nice
Uh,
to be here.
thank you for being with us today. So, let's start from the basics. Maybe Fritz can tell us about essential oils in general. What are these actually?
Essential oils are actually the plant juice. So they're God's gift, and they're what plants use to help themselves pollinate, protect themselves, right? And also for their own healing. And they're natural aromatic oils typically obtained through the distillation of plant materials like the stem, the grass, the leaves, the flowers, and they've been used for centuries. So although it's just being so hyped up now, it's been used since the time of the Egyptians, the time of the Bible, right? So they're very rooted in our history. They've been used for many purposes, for medicinal, for uh, the way we look. Like they use it, they lather it on their hair, they put it in their bath water. So yeah, so they're very adaptogenic, meaning they could be used by anyone if your purpose is for balancing your body or supporting a body system. You can diffuse, you can do all sorts of things with essential oils.
Okay, yes, I think you mentioned a lot of important ways to use essential oil. So it's not only for massage or for the spa, but and that would probably be under physical wellness, but it can also be used to purify your homes, right? So I think there are essential oils that are specific to that. And then some essential oils I think are used for as household cleaners, and some essential oils are used to maybe refine your skin. And I think a lot of ladies would like to know also more about that. But also, what is nice about essential oils is that somehow it connects you to a deep spiritual awareness, no, that you won't really get from maybe an ordinary scent in your room. No? So you have to create that ambiance, and there are ways to prepare it. Okay, Marie Jo, how did you get into essential oils? No, is it something that
Uh,
you've always known even before?
well, I, the only time that I was introduced to it, maybe that was, um, when was that? 2014, no? So that was 7 years ago. Uh, my sister Magic invited me to join her to attend the convention of the late Zina Lopez, essential oil journey. So we attended the convention in Rockwell, and there she was, very the amiable person that she was. She was really talking about how it would benefit you, and my sister and I we're trying to convert our lifestyle into a more natural lifestyle, removing everything that's synthetic, and we're actually looking at changing everything, purchasing organic stuff. So we were really interested. So at that time, when she was talking about it, we were saying it was quite expensive because they were like distributing it at the same time. G Stuff, the store, the wellness store that she had. So we were thinking, is it worth it to purchase, like, a bottle would cost 5,000, 6,000 for the frankincense? But she said it's worth every drop. So since then, my sister and I were hooked. So that's it. That's 7 years of me really loving it. I can't really imagine my day without using it. So that's the beginning.
Yeah, so I think when your body and mind and spirit is ready, it's somehow going to the universe is going to introduce itself to you like essential oils, right? And you'll really
Hmm.
get natural fascination for it. How about you, Fritz? How did you get into essential oils?
Um, it I started using oils officially 3 years ago. I was introduced to it by a friend, and then at that time, my daughter was struggling with her breathing, so she shared the blend with me. It had lemon, lavender, peppermint in it, and it was supposed to be for me, but I said, okay, I'll let my daughter use it for that time because she was really having a hard time breathing. So when I used it on her, it helped her breathe so much. And we ran out of that roller blend that we were given. So I told my husband, I want to learn more about this. I want to see what it's all about. And yeah, so since then we've been using essential oils. We've been ditching and switching. Same with Marijo. We try it's one oil that you use is one toxic chemical that you're not using on your body, on your family. So that's a great empowering thing for us moms, right? So we really incorporate everything, all the oils in our everyday life, and yeah, we haven't stopped using oil since.
Yes, your story reminds me also of the time that Marijo gave our one of, I think Marijo, that was a combination, a blend of peppermint, lavender, and was it eucalyptus that you placed in there? Because I had the
I
sniffles.
Yeah, eucalyptus and just a couple of drops of frankincense. Yeah, in your roller blend. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I started to use it, and I fell in love with the scent. And I remember I put it on parts of my body, and so when I do yoga or meditation, when I do, let's say, the downward facing dog, I make sure that it's there so that I can really inhale it, and it's like inside my
Yeah.
body. And wow, it's really refreshing. And after that, I started really looking for it, and it can be very addicting. That's why
Addicting.
we have to be also very careful, and we have to know more about this. So maybe you can tell us, Marijo, what are the essential oils that you use? What are your favorites? And how do you apply it?
Okay. Um, I would never run out of frankincense, lavender, and peppermint. I also love thieves. So basically, these are my I get double bottles every time I order just to make sure that I won't run out of it, because these oils were part of me in my healing journey, during my cancer healing journey. So I would bring all of these oils with me when I do my chemo, because when you're immunocompromised, there's no protection. I mean, it's everyone's wearing their masks. That's the way. That's the only way to protect yourselves from airborne diseases. So I would go to the hospital bringing my diffuser with me, and making sure that when I remove my mask, or even when my mask is just like plastered on my face permanently during my chemo, because I wouldn't know if I'd be sitting with someone who had cold. So I would diffuse them just to make sure I'm protected, and at the same time it relieves my anxiety during that time. It relaxes me because the whole it takes a few hours of, like, sitting down and having you infused with your. So that was like my journey, and then I would, when I get home, I would use these oils, you know practically, lather my body with these oils and give it to my children, my husband. So parang it's like, lavender is for relaxation, and it helps me. sleep well. And I've noticed because every time I would check my white blood count, lavender would really increase it. So I know that aside from it boosting your immunity, relaxing you, it would boost your immunity. And frankincense is an anti-cancer. From a lot of readings that I made, frankincense is the holy grail. It's like the it's like liquid gold for me because it's really too pricey, but a drop would really it's very potent. There are a lot of clinical studies that conducted showing that it can really kill cancer cells and cause your cancer cells to I don't know how you call it, adaptogenic or something like that, but it really commands in the receptor gene, something like that. I'm not really too well I know about the medical aspect, but so when I found out about it, and my other friends who are also cancer patients have been using it, up to now they're all like, we're all blessed that this is a gift from the Lord because these are natural substances that they came from plants or gifts, yeah, and then we have to use it and promote it to the others who need it. So there, my lavender, my
Nice.
frankincense, seeds is for protection, and that's it. I have a whole lot of other oils that I can share, but
Thank you,
those are my
Marijo,
favorites.
for sharing that and for also sharing a bit about your health journey. And you did mention about lavender, and I'm looking at the monograph of lavender, and it says no, it has main therapeutic properties of being an analgesic, an antidepressant, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic. It's a sedative. It can even be an insecticide. So no wonder it's really a favorite among many mothers and families because it's also non-toxic and it's non irritant, and it's not like it can be used by people even if they're very sensitive. So there are not that many hazards to it, right? Let's ask Fritz. Okay, how about you? Okay, are there, if you were to recommend, let's say, essential oils, where can people begin?
They can start with which, in terms of which oils they can try for the first time. They can start with lavender, frankincense, peppermint, lemon. These are like the basic oils that personally my family and I go through so much of it every every week, every month. We go through a lot of those. And it's when you mentioned lavender earlier, Mary Joy, it has really a lot of uses, and it's also they call it also the mother of essential oils, so also the Swiss army knife. So if you are new to oils and you don't know what oil to use, lavender is like perfect.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, it's so like
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to grab. Okay, I will use lavender. So that's like that's
Okay.
very it's a very versatile oil to have. And peppermint also, to add to Marijo's favorite list. I also love peppermint. I use this so much on myself. It's a powerful oil in a sense that just opening the bottle you will smell it right away. But what people don't realize is it also is kind of like a Swiss Army knife. It helps the immune system. It helps uh, make the room smell fragrant. It helps with cooling. Now it's the summer, so you can make a spray and just spray it all over. I put this around my lymph nodes. Also, it helps support that as well. And frankincense is what they call naman the father of essential oils. So tandem with the lavender, and it's my husband's favorite. It's very calming. So you can imagine it smells like church, and it was one of the oils given to Jesus when he was born. So
Jesus,
during that
yeah.
time, people regarded frankincense even more precious than gold. So to present that to Jesus and to Mary, when Mary gave birth to Jesus, it was such a symbolic thing. Na okay, this is frankincense. It's for a king. So if it's good enough for baby Jesus, it's really good for us. So Those are the oils I highly, highly recommend that every home must have.
Okay, so yeah, so people can start with lavender, peppermint, and frankincense. Okay, would there be so if they buy the bottle, how would they use it? So let's try to really think that people have zero knowledge of EOs. Okay, so from the moment they say they open the bottle, like how would they know if it's authentic? Maybe we can start with that.
I'll go.
Okay, yes, Fritz.
Yeah. Okay. So first, like me, I would get my oils from somewhere or a company that I trust, and I only trust one brand, and that's Young Living. So anytime I purchase an oil, I just get from them, and I always order directly from Young Living. And they can ship it to you directly anyway. Because when you try and buy like on these shopping platforms, there's a lot now. You don't know if they've been tampered with or what. So it's safety really is first and our priority. So anytime you get an oil, it has to be super sealed. It has to be um what's this? When you get it also and it's delivered to you and it's warm, make sure it's like in room temperature before you open it. And then once you use lavender, for example, you can just smell it right out of the bottle. Or if you get a kit like with Young Living, or I'm not sure with other brands, but you can get a starter kit, and that kit, like with Young Living right now, it comes already with lavender, peppermint, frankincense, the basic oils, and it comes with a diffuser, so you can put like 2 to 4 drops of your preferred oil in the diffuser, like what Marijo is doing now. And the good thing about that is everybody in the room with you is also benefiting from the oils. So it's the easiest. You don't have to think about it so much. Just put a couple of drops in the diffuser and that's it. Or just smell it out of the bottle, or you can put it on your palm, like one drop on your palm, and then make a scent tent. So you can put it over your nose and mouth like this and just breathe it in. And me, I have like diffuser accessories. So I can put it there. You can put it in your hair. I drop lavender on my pillow at night. It gives me really good sleep. So there's lots of things to do. And that's just lavender. So it really is very a whole new world and a big whole world of oils and uses that you can do with these magic little bottles.
Oh, yes. Thanks for that information. So, Marie Joyce, diffusing some oils. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, you mentioned the diffuser. Is it, Marie Jo, did you also purchase a diffuser from the same place where you bought your oils? Or would it be safe for people just to get any diffuser? And when you use the diffuser and you drop, let's say, essential oil, what do you mix it with?
Uh, I use distilled water when I mix the oils with. At least I know that it's the air that's coming out. I mean the mist that's coming out is purified. And yeah, I bought these as part of a kit. This has been with me for 7 years now. This is the one from doTERRA, and then this one is the one from Young Living. There. So I would suggest that you get it from the suppliers, direct suppliers of these brands, doTERRA and Young Living, because you would be wasting your essential oils if you're gonna use just a store bought diffuser, because you don't know how it's really diffused. Uh, if if the water and the combination of the oils, these are like tried and tested already. So 7 years, and the others have been using it for decades now, because the ones who started. And there, I put the distilled water with my oil.
So
So
if you put distilled water, is there like a measurement? Is it like a cup? Because I know maybe your diffusers have a mark, and that's where until where
yeah.
you put the
Mhm.
water. But for others who probably just bought their own diffusers, would you recommend? how much distilled water to put?
Maybe it would if you buy the ordinary diffuser, there's like also a gauge there as to how much water or liquid you put into it. So maybe you can just you, practice that, follow that directions there. Uh, but the others who don't have the diffuser would actually diffuse it putting oils in tissue or cotton, and they would it's basically it can be diffused already in the room or hang it near the aircon, your cotton balls for those who don't have the diffuser. So um, that's the best way to diffuse it in the room without having to buy a diffuser. But if you have a budget for one, please purchase because you would maximize the benefit with using the right
Yes.
one.
Okay, so I don't want to leave that part of the diffuser yet because I really also want to know how would you clean the diffuser, Fritz? Like for example, now I want to use lavender, but tomorrow I want to use peppermint, and I want a clean, fresh one. How do you clean your diffuser?
Um, Normally, I would clean it once a week only. So even if I diffuse lavender, because I diffuse around the clock. So after I go through one round and maybe I diffuse lavender, after that and I diffuse peppermint, it won't really mix. So you can easiest way is to just clean the bottom with a mild cleanser and then just wipe with a clean cloth. Or some people use Q-tips or cotton buds and then they just, like with Young Living diffusers, we have ultrasonic plate. So that's what we use, a Q-tip with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and we just remove any oil residues in the middle. And that's it. It's ready to use again.
So once a week would be fine already. So you did mention some brands of essential oils that are already tried and tested, and it has passed, of course, obvious standards of quality. Now, for those who probably just buy other brands of essential oils, perhaps they can look at the website of these essential oils. I think that would be very safe, to make sure that the product is indeed maybe DFA approved, especially if they intend to ingest maybe some essential oils. So it's best to look at the website, check the mission vision of the company, and probably also check how they obtain the essential oils done through ethical means, like they don't harm the forest. Like I know frankincense, I thought they're shrubs pala or trees, or I don't know what they are, but I just saw photos of it and it's really nice. And if it's not regulated, I could just imagine that maybe farmers or children would be asked to extract them even if the plant is not ready. So we have to make sure that the company complies to ethical considerations. So better check the website. Okay. So thanks for sharing that. Aside from distilling, and you mentioned that you can put it in your palms. How else can you use an essential oil? Like Fritz, in your classes, would you recommend that they add it maybe to their tea or something?
For As far as Young Living oils go, they label their oils uh, differently to comply with the FDA. So we have oils that are labeled for ingestion. So now we have the Plus line, which is just brand new here in the Philippines. That's why I've been getting also from other countries because of that labeling thing. But now it's available here. You can put it in your, if it's a Plus line, it's usually like the oils with a white label. So you can put it in your water. You can cook with it. I put lemon, lavender, and peppermint vitality in my water every day. Oh, lemon, grapefruit, and peppermint. in my water every day, just one drop each.
Mhm.
You can make tea, like you mentioned. But other than ingesting, you can also make massage oils or like everyday morning, night beauty routines. Like if you have a favorite moisturizer, you can try using like a basic carrier oil or fatty oil like sunflower or jojoba or an organic oil that you have, and then add like a drop of essential oil, and you can use that as your skin regimen, part of your skin regimen. My daughter, she aside from diffusing, she also likes making these sprays. So she just puts a few drops in a spray bottle, a smaller spray bottle than this, and then she puts witch hazel or vodka. Well, vodka in my presence. She can't use vodka without me in the room. But it acts like an emulsifier. So you when you make a mixture with water, it's not just floating on top. So it helps mix with the water easier. Or you can use Himalayan salt, Epsom salt, any of those emulsifiers. And then she makes room sprays or like perfume sprays for her toys. So, and then anytime she wants to take a nap, she has a bed spray. So you can make lots of things, lots of DIY stuff to do. You can use so many DIY recipes to make your own house cleaning sprays and stuff. So, like this one, I lifted it. It's my replacement for the usual aerosols or air sprays, room sprays we have. I just make my own, and I usually put seeds, lemon, all the immune boosting oils now. God knows we need it. So it's just all of the good immune boosting oils, and then just distilled water. That's it, and then you can make a spray out of that.
That's so interesting. Maybe later we can talk about your favorite recipes. Marijo, sometimes I'd see you apply the essential oils topically on your skin. Okay. What are these essential oils and what is it used for you?
Um, yeah, like you said, another application is through topical. I just have to make sure that these are mild ones, not the hot ones, because your skin absorbs it. So, lavender for me is the only oil, and frankincense, the only oil that I use un, undiluted. The others, like thieves, uh, though it has a protective blend, I would still mix this with, or I would put some coconut oil before I would put it, so my skin won't get itchy and irritated. But otherwise, it's not really bad for you. If you can tolerate it, you can, as long as you can tolerate it. So you do a patch test. But there are other oils here that are good for ingestion, like what Fitz said. What I do, I bought the the gelatin capsules container because when I was starting, Lena Lopez was trying to teach us to, since thieves or before it was on guard for doTERRA, they're the same composition. They're both antibiotic. So if you have any whatever infection you have, it is better and it's faster if you take it internally. But then you cannot really drop it directly because you will burn your tongue. So I would buy the gelatin capsules that you would put the oils in, and then you take it as your normal medicine or pill. So that's what we do. You can use it with lemon or oregano, the oils that won't really touch your tongue, your any part of your mouth. So it gets faster. It's absorbed faster if you take it internally, and then follow it up with a tablespoon of extra virgin coconut oil, so it can align your tummy when you take it. So Gina Lopez was teaching us how to do it. So we would buy the capsule. So at any point, someone has like a diarrhea or flu, we would take thieves or the on guard internally aside from diffusing and aside from kasi walang overdose so you can actually take it even when you use it topically na ingest it. So that's the safest way to do that. Uh, like what Fritz do also, she would drop it in her water. Lemon is perfect. Sometimes when I don't have my fresh lemon when I'm in the restaurant, I would really bring my lemon uh uh oils. I would drop it and then my digestion would be better if I would mix it with just plain water. So that's it.
Thanks, Marijo. You did mention other ways of using essential oils, like maybe applying it directly on your skin, and also maybe ingesting it, like what Fritz was also mentioning a while ago. But you also did mention to take precaution, because I think you really have to study the essential oil, I guess, because it could affect your mucous membrane. Yeah, it could burn, or it could probably also affect your liver, just like maybe the things that you would also ingest. Can you confirm this, Fritz?
For ingesting, I always like my members who start oiling for the first time. I remind them to just go low and slow, not to ingest right away because their bodies are not used to that pureness, right? So when you try oils for the first time, then yeah, diffuse or apply them on the bottoms of your feet first. See how that makes your body feel. But like Marijo and myself, we've been using it for years. So it's okay. We've been used to these oils with or without the veggie capsule. Some people put thieves in their tea, and thieves is a really hot oil because of the cinnamon and the clove in it. But some people are used to it because they've been oiling for a while. So if you're just new, always start low. Don't be too gigil. Just, use them sparingly. They won't go away. Don't be afraid to just try them on the bottoms of your feet first or just diffuse. And then as your body gets used to it, then you can, explore ingestion and all that. As far as um, having too much or uh, affecting the liver, in my experience and also in my friends' experiences is they use essential oils to support their liver. They've been taking medication for years. My husband has been on hypertensive medication since he was 27. So I try to help and I try to tell him, maybe we can switch things up. And of course, with the help of his doctor, um, try to wean him off of the normal medication that really hits the liver hard. So the oils, what they do, they will help detox you. That's really I witnessed that. If detox can appear as rashes on the skin and uh, like being uncomfortable really, but that only happens when you're super toxic. Your body has been accumulating all of these metals and substances that's not good for the body to have. And they stay in our bodies for years. Even when we were babies until now, we would have all those stuff. But with the essential oils, because they're pure and they're therapeutic grade, they only stay in our system for a few hours. We either detox them, sweat them out, or pee them out if you ingest or put on too much. And they're unless you like throw like a whole basin of oils over your head, which is I don't think people will do because it's so expensive. That's why one drop at a time. Don't. It's okay to go slow and just try it out for the first time. See, like what Marijo said, do the patch test. Bottoms of your feet, your palms. These are really thick skinned, so go ahead and put oils on those parts and just enjoy the oils. Don't be like, oh, I can't take that because it's spicy or something. Just try it out, smell it, enjoy, and try these oils first.
And so I guess the effect would be different to different people. So I think it's good advice, like what you both said, to just do a drop at a time and see the effect. And if you can tolerate some more, and if you really enjoy it, then go for it. But it's also very good to wise advice to read the monograph. I think when people say essential oils, it's pure. They think it's like the entire, let's say, leaf extracted, and then the oils of that is what goes into the bottle. But I think what they don't know also is that there are other chemicals that are placed in that bottle, like esters or oxides or monoterpenols, and some of these chemicals might also not be good for the body. Okay, so I think they really have to read. They have to do their research, like what the two of you have been doing.
Yeah,
Now,
be
for
your own
the yeah,
advocate. You read up as much as you can about it, because not all oils are created equal. Some oils are, yes, when they do, we can do a paper test. We do that. You drop one oil, like a lemon oil on one side, and then another kind of brand of lemon oil on the other. When it dries up, you will see the other would stain, so that would have a lot of carrier oil in it. And the one that, without the stain, it's just the pure essential oil. So you really need to be your own advocate and do your own research anytime you start anything, not just with essential oils.
yes, that's right. Marijo, when you're doing your trial and error with these oils, do you experience something that scared you a bit? Like, oh no, it had a bad effect on you. Maybe you were using too much, or you applied a lot. What would you have any experience that like that?
Well, everyone in the family had a bad experience with oregano because um, as when we traveled a year ago during the COVID season, the peak of the COVID season, I would put oregano on their masks, and then I would see that their noses were all red already. And the part of, yeah, it was really burning, but I didn't really care. That was January during the Chinese New Year when Taiwan was about to be locked down. We were there. So I was really scared. We'd go to the night market. We're all masked and, protecting ourselves and at the same time enjoying our trip. I would put seeds and oregano on everyone's mask just to make sure that if there's the virus there that we're gonna inhale, there's oregano to counteract the virus. So I didn't really care. When we got in when we got home to our hotels, our noses were red, but I didn't really care. I would tell my daughter who's Maarte, Mom, my nose is red. It's gonna peel. It's gonna burn. So I could just cover it up with concealer. We need protection. So I wasn't really scared of the marks it left, and sabi ko that we really needed at that time, especially when we rode the plane going back here when everyone was like crazy. Oh, they were saying you're crazy that you still pushed through with it. That was January 26, 27. We weren't even on lockdown, so I was saying we're safe, but at the back of my mind, I was praying for protection, and at the same time, the oils, I was kind of combated because I knew that I was putting sa feet nila, sa palms, and I would ask them to, even with mask on, spread on your palms, and then inhale even with mask. So sabi ko, people were like siguro looking at us there. This is a crazy family because I would every hour I would remind them. Listen, they were saying, "Mom, you're so over." Sabi ko, I didn't really care. When you're a mom, you're really gonna react that way. So no, sabi ko, I have Bactroban for your and whatever feeling there, and I have Elica to sabi ko, didn't really matter. There's coconut oil when it's red. So that was it. That's the only that I got, you know, any like adverse effect with oregano. But the other oils, everything, even lemon, I can tolerate lemon, but not just too much because it's still gonna, kind of create a little reaction. That's very normal and it fades. So be very careful with oregano and thieves and cloves. Definitely cinnamon. Those are the hot oils that really I was actually uh scared with these two lang, the oregano and oregano and yeah, the tea. The rest they're all okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to be careful because some essential oils cause a burning sensation, if not a real burn. Because I think it takes about maybe 18 hours before you see sometimes the effect. Like I've read somewhere that there's this woman and her bergamot, and she put it like like how you put
Yeah.
apply
Yeah.
perfume, no? And of course, you went under the sun, and maybe she was sunbathing, and then I think many hours after, she noticed that it was already burning, and it took many days before that burn was completely gone. So, Fritz, no, I think this is something that people have to be careful about. The citrusy EOs are, should be really careful that you probably are not exposed to the sun, except for sweet orange, I think.
Yeah, so in general, citrus oils, anytime you apply it on your body, make sure it's somewhere hidden. So it's like under your shirt or again, bottoms of your feet to be safe. But if you're going to apply them on your face, for example, like some people like to use lemon or citrus fresh and add it to like a coffee scrub or something on their face to brighten the skin, like the Korean glassy skin. So you can do that, of course, but make sure you don't get exposed to the sun in like 12, 18 hours. So apply it the night before or earlier on with like the windows, even if you're at home, just make sure it's hidden. And also, when anytime you like me, it happens a lot. I like rub my eye and then there's oregano
Oh
or
yeah.
you know, oh my gosh, like veteran oilers know this because it happens. So anytime that happens, just have a carrier oil or a fatty oil like, you know, uh, grapeseed or coconut or like Young Living has V6 carrier oil. I have these lying around everywhere. So anytime you get something in your eye, you just dab some carrier oil in this part and don't put water. It'll just make things worse. On your skin also, in case you put a hot oil like, thieves, clove, thyme, these very hot oils, just dilute with carrier oil. So that will get the redness, the discomfort off right away. So my daughter knows that because I put all the oregano and thieves on her, and she's 8 years old, but as soon as I see her skin go red, I ask, "Are you okay?" She said, "Yeah, it's fine." So you have to ask, especially little children, if they're okay with it, and if they're not, just slather on some carrier oil and you're good.
So it's really scary, no? You don't be too enthusiastic about using the oils without really reading much. I was reminded that one time I was cooking and I was chopping, I think, the red chili, and then because I wanted to make the food spicy, and so I had to like cut it, and then my husband said, "Be careful because if that oil touches your skin, it's going to burn." So I was like, and then I was washing it because I was removing the seeds. It didn't burn. And then hours after it started to itch and it was burning, I had to ask my chef, "What do
Oh,
I do?" And then he gave first aid. Usually milk would work, because it was just
Yeah.
here. So I'm glad you mentioned about the oils that you can dab so that it could also protect you. Okay, so maybe we can also provide like sometimes you blend, right? How do you?
Mhm.
Is there like a recipe like three of this, two of this? It's like a potion that you're doing. So
For
do you
me,
have your favorite recipe?
yeah, for me, there are so many recipes online. So you can, Pinterest has been my best friend for a long time. It tells you different recipes of what oils you can put on your body, like room sprays, fragrances, perfumes, right? But it really will boil down to what you are comfortable using. So recipes would require sometimes 20, 50 drops, but you don't really need that much. So you can start with maybe two first, and use smaller bottles. Like for example, you're making a room spray. I know it's exciting. You're gonna use a big spray bottle right away. And if the recipe doesn't work, it's sad that you have to throw it out or, so just make samples first and see if that will sit with you well. What I like to do, for example, if I don't know if the combination of the oils is good for me, I would open the bottles, like remove their covers, and then
Mm.
just keep them here for a second and see if that mix is okay. And then I make a recipe out of that. If it's not, then take out the thing that you don't like because sayang, sayang, and every drop is precious. So I like making roller bottles for friends because it's easy for them to use. It's easy to take with them. Um, all you need is the essential oils and the carrier oil and a roller bottle. And roller bottles you can buy on Shopee, Lazada. There's a lot of those now. What else? Room sprays, cleaning sprays, my surface sprays. I don't buy. These are one of the only things I buy in the supermarket now is toilet paper and food. So everything else I just make or um,
Mm.
cleaning sprays are very easy. Just thieves and lemon and water. That's it. You have a cleaning spray for your multi-surface cleaning purposes. Yeah.
So since lavender was mentioned as a favorite and you want your room to smell like lavender, what do you put in your spray, Fritz? What you showed us a spray. Do you spray
It
lavender
was
in your room?
Yeah, lavender for some reason for me, like we're all different, right? I don't use lavender in my room sprays because for me, when it's mixed with water or some other like witch hazel or vodka, the smell is different. So I would rather use lavender directly on my pillows or on the linens or like what Marijo mentioned, put them in cotton balls and just stuff them in the sock drawer or anywhere. That would retain like the lavendery scent.
Mm.
But if you want your room to smell fresh, you can go with the citrus oils. At the same time, you can add like the high immune boosting oils like thieves. It smells clean. It really smells clean. So you just smelling it will say, "Oh, I'm protected. My air is so clean. I love it." So it gives you that peace of mind also, and minus the toxic chemicals that usually these sprays have. So yeah.
So there are just so many uses, and if you keep mixing and using these sprays and the roll-ons and the diffuser, it's sometimes it can be very very expensive. So you must take care of your essential oil. So Fritz,
Mm.
can you give advice on how to really take care of your essential oils? Maybe there's like an oil shelf life or storage.
Yeah, so for essential oils, that's why they come in amber bottles. They really can't be exposed to direct sunlight. So always keep them in a well ventilated room. It doesn't have to be in the fridge, but a room where it's typically cooler. So in your bedroom or so never in the bathroom, especially if you're using a heater. And also keep them upright because if you keep them lying down, the oils will escape in every which way it can because it's very highly volatile. It will escape. It doesn't really expire. So pure oils like Young Living oils, they don't expire. They don't go bad. But you have to make sure that they're not mixed with any carrier oil because the carrier oil will go bad. So anytime I make a blend, that's why I make small batches only,
Yeah.
especially if you don't use them all the time. The carrier oil goes bad faster, like in 6 months or even less, they go rancid. So keep them upright in a cool place and just close the bottle taut, not super tight because it will also break the bottle. And when that happens, the oil again will evaporate or oxidize. So just taut enough so that it doesn't escape. And yeah, that's basically it. Just keep them also where you can see them. Don't leave them in the cabinet and then you don't realize, oh, you have 4 bottles of lemon lying around and you keep. So just keep them where you can see them so that you can use them all the time.
And so very good. So those are very, very good tips. So be careful. Maybe lessen the exposure to air, light, and heat. And I think when you open your bottle, already air or oxidation
Right.
happens. So you better close it. Um, and maybe also, yeah. So if it doesn't, as you mentioned, if it doesn't expire, maybe there are some things that are there that do. So be careful. Maybe some of the oils are good for 1 to 2 years, or others are 2 to 3 years, or 4 to 8 years. So it depends.
Yeah.
You must really learn more about what we use. But today, what we discussed are the everyday ones that moms like to use in their
Mhm.
own homes.
Yeah.
Okay, so to end our very, very interesting session, is there something that you'd like our viewers to remember about essential oils? How to get started? Where should they go? Maybe we could ask Fritz.
Yes. So if you want to start with essential oils, of course, you can do your own readings. There's a lot of material online. You can also reach out to a friend who's been oiling for a while and see, ask them how they use the oils, what oils have been working for them, and you can reach out to us. So for me, I have a Facebook group and also an Instagram group. You can reach me through there. You can search Mixoilogy, MixoilogY, and we have a community of oilers that can help also uh, guide you, especially if it's your first time. And my biggest tip also is to go to someone you trust, or just don't buy off a stall, or some place that's very shady, because these are products that you're going to put on your body. These are products that you're going to ingest and you're going to use on your children. So be vigilant, be your own advocate, and do your research. That's really it. Do your research, and we're here to help you. If you have any questions, I rarely sleep, so just message me anytime, and I can help you. I teach, as Doc Gail mentioned earlier, I teach regular classes on essential oils, and it really is my advocacy to get these oils into every home. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out and ask anytime.
Thank you, Fritz, for all the information, and I'm sure people will be interested to get in touch with you to learn more about essential oils. How about you, Marijo? Any tips for those who are listening to us right now?
Um, uh, just like any mom, I would suggest that you use these oils to to boost the immunity of your children and the whole family. So just like what Fritz said, you do your own research. But for me, the first purchase that you should get is a lavender oil, because it's like treats almost everything. And um, like since you're doing your research, no, there are a lot of oils that are specific for whatever needs you have for different ailments and inflammation. So research will do the trick. And just like any mom, you these oils are you're concerned about giving the best quality oils to your children. So get it from a certified distributor. So just like Fritz. So this has been with us for 7 years, and it's helped me. So I'm sure that it's gonna help um, the moms and everyone out there. So that's it.
In today's episode, we learned that essential oils can be derived from several plant parts, including leaves, seeds, roots, flowers, barks, and rinds. Essential oils such as lavender, chamomile, and rosewater can have calming effects when inhaled or topically applied on the skin. However, we should be aware that some oils may not be fine when ingested or may cause allergic reactions to others, if not ourselves. It's always best to read the monographs, which contain information, data, or facts about an essential oil, most especially its safety considerations. To be safe, essential oils must be diluted in a carrier oil before applying to the skin. Be cautious about ingesting essential oils because some may be toxic, especially for children and pregnant women. While there is still a lot to be learned about essential oils, and while there should be more research on it to fully support essential oils as a way to treat health issues, there is no denying, as we heard from Fritz and Marijo, that the benefits of using essential oils for self care are worth exploring. Join us for a follow through episode, a follow through conversation next time when we learn more about these essential oils and when best to use them. Only here in our sacred space, our peaceful classroom.